Activity 1.9. Recently, tough computers have become so widespread in schools and homes, and their uses have expanded so dramatically that the majority of language teachers must now begin to think about the implications of computing for language learning. The first phase of code, conceived in the 1950s and implemented in 1960s and 70s, was based on the then dominant behaviorist theories of learning. Programs of this phase entail repetitive language drills and can be referred to as drill and practice. Drill and practice coursework is based on the model of computer as tutor, Taylor 1980. In other words, the computer serves as vehicle for delivering instructional material to the student. The rationale behind drill and practice was not totally spurious, which explains in part the fact that code drills are still used today. Briefly put, the rationale is as follows. Repeated exposure to the same material is beneficial or even essential to learning. A computer is ideal for carrying out repeated drills, since the machine does not get bored with presenting the same material and since it can provide immediate non-judgmental feedback. A computer can present such material on an individualized basis, allowing students to proceed at their own pace and freeing up class time for other activities. The second phase of code was based on the communicative approach to teaching, which became prominent in the 1970s and 80s. Proponents of this approach felt that the drill and practice programs of the previous decade did not allow enough authentic communication to be of much value. One of the main advocates of this new approach was John Underwood, who in 1984 proposes a series of premises for communicative code. According to Underwood, communicative code focuses more on using forms rather than on the forms themselves, teaches grammar implicitly rather than explicitly, allows and encourages students to generate original utterances rather than just manipulate prefabricated language, does not judge and evaluate everything the student, not reward them with congratulatory messages, lies, or verbs. Avoid telling students they are grown and is flexible to a variety of student responses. Uses the target language exclusively and creates an environment in which using the target language feels natural, both on and off the screen, and we never try to do anything that a book can do just as well. The third model of computer in communicative code involves the computer as tool, or as sometimes called the computer as workhorse. In this role, the programs do not necessarily provide any language material at all, but rather empower the learner to use or understand language. Examples of computer as tools include word processor, spelling and grammar checkers, desktop publishing programs, and concordanswers. Conclusion. The history of code suggests that the computer can serve a variety of uses for language teaching. It can be a tutor which offers language drill or the skill practice, a stimulus for discussion and interaction, or a tool for writing and research. With the advent of the Internet, it can also be a medium of global communication and a source of limitless authentic materials. But as pointed out by Garrett, the use of the computer does not constitute a method. Rather, it is a medium in which variety of methods, approaches, and pedagogical philosophies may be implemented. The effectiveness of code cannot reside in the medium itself, but only how it is put to use.